everybody. Thank you so much. My name is Kendall Baker. I am your One Team Everest representative, and hopefully we'll get more agents jumping on, but thank you for being on time. We want to respect that. So we're going to get started today. This is your affiliate corner. We call this meeting Meet Your Affiliates. We do this once a month. I will be here speaking on behalf of Seller's Choice NHD. We have Stephanie Barron with Inspiro Financial and Freed Smith with All Valley Escrow. I see so many of our colleagues from our sister companies, our affiliated companies on here, and we're so grateful that they are. So we're just going to do kind of a round robin, myself, Stephanie, and Freed, tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. I want you to know that this is a casual, welcome environment. If you have questions, feel free to just unmute and ask a question, put it in the chat, whatever method you feel comfortable with. There is no such thing as a silly question, so please don't be shy, don't be afraid. We're all learning. We're all here to help each other grow and get comfortable with this crazy world of real estate that seems to be ever changing and ever crazier by each passing day. So depending on what your market is doing locally, it can keep us on our toes. But I'm going to go ahead and let Stephanie get started. She is our amazing loan officer with Inspiro Financial, one of our amazing loan officers, I should say. And I'll let you just do your introduction, and the stage is yours, Miss Stephanie, whenever you're ready.
Hello. Hi, guys. So for anybody that might not know me, my name's Stephanie. I'm out here mainly in the Simi area. That's where I live. And I've been in this business. I was just thinking about this today since high school. I worked for a couple real estate companies and my senior year and loved it so much that I couldn't wait to get my license. So at 18, I got my real estate license and have really been in the business the whole time. And then I went into the broker side of things with loans, which you need your real estate license to have anyway. So I've been doing this for 23 years. It's crazy. So I just wanted to kind of introduce myself, let you know that I have a long background of situation, things that might come up with strange loan documents or purchases that might not be in the box. And right now, there's some difficult things out there. So I do love our Inspiro company. It's the first time I've actually been with a direct lender. And I truly firsthand have seen the benefits of a direct versus a broker. So we are very much, hold on one second. My children, I'm at home. This is real life with my kid. But I have seen firsthand the support that we have for our agents. I mean, our C21 agents are by far our top priority. And it's really, really neat to have that support on the inside. It makes me confident when I do a loan, especially with our purchases right now that with 5, 6, 7, 20 something offers. I know Valencia has had like 30 something offers on properties. So I just want to kind of touch on Everest Advantage. It's a really neat program. We are sending loans, basically a fully completed package without the property address. So if you're working with clients that, low down, maybe they don't have the greatest package to submit to compete with, 20 other overpriced offers, we are submitting basically full approvals. So you can rest assured, at least the selling agent, the listing agent can know that our borrower doesn't just have a pre-qual letter. We truly, truly have approved this person to buy the home. So we can shorten up contingent times. It obviously makes us very strong presence on our end. And so far it's been actually amazing. And it's a quicker turn time. We can do an entire deal in probably 21 days, which is a huge benefit for some people too. So that way they don't, they can close a loan. And we're local, and I like to communicate. For me, communication is key on every single level. I am the first one to call the listing agent, email the listing agent, and really promote the communication. We're super transparent. We are transparent all the way through from our app on our phone throughout the whole transaction. So I just wanted to let you know that if you're interested, if you've never worked with Inspiro, we are definitely here to make everybody have a nice, smooth transaction. And what else? The market. outside of the real estate market being on fire, our rates have, slightly increased. We've had a strange market last week. They really, every single day, the market was not doing well. So we had a lot of information with the news and the oil prices and the COVID Recovery Act. So they've gotten a little bit better this week. They've rebounded a smidge. So they're not bad at all still. They're really good for a purchase market. But it's nice because I'm sure a lot of loan officers have slowed down on that refi craze. So yeah, just I'm here anytime. Email, we can run even a soft credit report. This is something that not everybody does. It's something I started doing recently, running soft credit reports. So there's no hard inquiry on someone's credit. So we can really see what's on there and not have an issue, or just have someone, running the extra report if they're not going to go through with the loan. So we have great rates. Our VA program is amazing. Yeah, we have bank statement. We have all kinds of good stuff here at Inspiro. So I don't know if you have any questions or anything that you're going through or working on that maybe I can help. I work with a lot of studio employees. So for me, a lot of my clients have multiple W-2s, multiple pay stubs, interesting way of getting paid. And our underwriter is so helpful. She understands everything. She wants to understand it. And we have called Fannie and Freddie together to see if there's something we can do to go around and make it work. So definitely, if you have a tricky borrower, let us know. We can definitely try to work around and make it happen.
That's awesome, Stephanie. Thank you. That's such an important point that you make when we have our underwriter available to us. Sometimes when you're working with other lenders or big conglomerates, it's one department over here who doesn't know what the other department is doing. The loan officer is never actually in touch with their underwriter or the person that's really making the decisions on what can be tricky loans. And let's be honest, most stuff isn't in the box given people being furloughed last year and pays being adjusted or reduced, or, stated income.
That's a big situation right now. A lot of people who are trying to buy, they're still out there buying, and 2020 had a little challenge. And whether they were off for 2 months or 6 months, the average, they're looking at that year to date. So I always also let my agents know, which is something that I'm very transparent with, to let them know that we verified and we're looking at current income, that they're approved based on what might have happened in 2020. And I don't think a lot of people understand that small detail, but it is huge actually. So, but yeah, it's a fast, fun market.
It is, and you got to be faster, else it'll run away without you. And to have the, the confidence and closeness that we have with our team with Inspiro, right? We're small, but we're mighty, and we have our underwriters that are at our disposal, cell phone numbers, direct lines. I mean, you name it, they're here to work and listen to our loan officers and, understand or get an explanation as to people's pay structures. And, we try to make every possible angle work in order to get people in their homes and help them achieve that joy of home ownership.
I just want to clarify one thing. When it comes to the Advantage, Everest Advantage, this is huge. This is not a DU approval, a Freddie Mac. I've put in the loan. We reviewed it. This is actually, yes, we did the DU. And I actually do that a lot for most of all my buyers. I don't even send a pre-qual anymore. I do, but I send it with the DU approval. So at least they know it's more than just the pre-qual. Like, here's your information. And I email, and we're very much communicative. But sending and having an approval on a TBD property, most lenders don't even do that. This is something that they've created for our agents to really get in there and make sure that they can get the deal, and we're a phone call away to confirm it. It's more than just a pre-qual, and it's more than just a DU. It is really it's a limited approval. So that's key.
Yes, I love that. And just so you know, we are having marketing pieces created that are sitting with compliance, but they expect to be released by the end of the day tomorrow. So look for those pieces from our Inspiro loan officers, because it will give you a punch list to sit with your buyers and say, okay, you want to buy a home. It's going to take us a while to find the match maybe, but let's get this done. Let's get you in front of Stephanie and get this documentation submitted so that you are armed and ready to go. Because like Stephanie mentioned, if you're up against 15 offers on a property, and everyone else has a pre-qual letter, but you have a fully underwritten, conditionally approved loan, and all we need is your prelim. I mean, it really gives you a leg up and will lead to a faster close if that's enticing to your seller, which obviously most of the time it is. So thank you for bringing that point up, Stephanie, and we will get marketing pieces out to everybody, hopefully by early next week.
Yeah, that'd be great. We do have some nice pieces actually.
Yeah, so it'll be great. Thank you, Stephanie. Please put your contact information in the chat if you don't mind, so everyone knows how to get in touch with you. And that was an awesome update from Inspiro. I appreciate that. We're going to jump over to Freed. I would love to have Freed go ahead and speak next about the wonderful, wonderful world of escrow, and tell us what's happening from your perspective.
Well, I'm Freed Smith. I manage the Valencia office up in Santa Clarita. I opened the office 10 years ago, and we've been thriving ever since, which is awesome. I am going on 42 years in the escrow business this year, so I'm dating myself, I think. I used to do when it was all on typewriters. So yeah, I'm really dating myself. The one thing I would say about escrow is that to make it a little bit easier for everybody is that when a contract is submitted, is that it comes with everything. It comes with all the counters. It comes with all the addendums. Everything is signed, so we're not having to try to chase stuff. We have an open escrow form that would be awesome to come in with the contracts. It goes over the commissions. It gives us all the information on the other people involved. It gives us phone numbers to who we need to contact for deposits. That is a great form for us as escrow officers and assistants within our company. One of the things I would say, if you're a listing agent and you're taking a listing, I would love, and I'm sure the other escrow officers within our teams would love if we could open up a pre-escrow and title for you. That way we can get the preliminary title report into a file. We can abstract it and make sure that there's nothing that's going to pop up once you get it into contract that's going to cause us any issues. I was just meeting with one of my agents today, and they were stating that they were buyer's agents, and they actually closed a transaction, and the escrow company closed with a HERO loan still on tapped of the property. Well, that causes a large problem. It did have a loan. The lender should have never submitted it through, and it closed with the HERO loan on it. So now they're having to sort of backpedal and try to go after the seller to make sure that gets paid. So again, if we have all that information up front, then it comes out much easier and a much cleaner transaction for all of us, including your clients. So that's my little tidbit.
I love that. It's a great takeaway. Obviously, from the beginning, the smoother the process, the smoother it starts, right? If we have that input, if we have that fully executed contract with all those addendums, that is so helpful. And obviously communication, like you said, Freed, like communication is crucial, and everyone has different methods. There's so many ways these days to communicate, whether it's email or phone calls or text messages. There's not a method that we're opposed to. Let's put it that way. We're kind of used to adapting with the times, and obviously COVID put all of us through different times, and our business looks a little bit different. There's not as much face-to-face as there used to be, unfortunately. But as you can see with Zoom and FaceTime, we can do this with your clients too. Freed, I probably can testify. She's explained escrow documentation over the phone so many times you could do it in your sleep. But we can also set up a Zoom, right? If you have clients that can't come into the office or are weary. Yeah,
absolutely. Send notaries out to them. The sellers don't want to come into the office and sign. We'll send a notary out with the opening package to get the deed, done. And if there's any questions at that point, they can call us. So we're always available. I'm available 24/7. I'm not quite sure about the other escrow officers. I'm available 24/7. My phone is always on me. So I have clients call me on the weekends, in the evenings, that have questions that maybe just can't wait until the next morning or till Monday. So I'm here all the time.
Right. Have you seen any type of delays in transactions, Freed, specifically because of, I know COVID has put kind of different regulations, and a lot of people are working from home, like our termite companies or our homeowners associations, or the permits that are required in certain cities. Have you seen any delays in those areas that our agents can help avoid?
I would say in the very first 6 months of COVID, yes, things were terrible. Things were being delayed. We couldn't get a hold of people. People were working from home. Phones weren't going through. I see that things have cleared out. More people are going back to work, whether they're staying at home. They now have it under control on how they're going to do that, how it looks working from home.
Mhm.
I rarely, I mean, right now you can put a 30-day escrow in. We have a good shot at getting it closed depending on the lender, if they're going to be able to produce, if the appraisal is going to be able to be done in time, conditions. I would say I see them closing 30 to 35 days on a 30-day. Yeah, we do absolutely everything we can to make sure they get closed, but there's a lot of working parts within an escrow. It's not just escrow. You've got lenders, appraisers, termite, septic if it's got a septic. So
Right.
there's so many working parts to what we do as escrow officers.
Right. Homeowners associations. I mean, there's obviously, you're juggling 17 balls in any given transaction, and sometimes some of them are on fire. So it just kind of, yeah, just kind of depends.
Yep.
I love that. Obviously, so proud to work alongside All Valley Escrow, and Freed's clients just have nothing but the most wonderful things to say about her and her team. You do work 24/7. You are constantly available. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for you, but it is the reality.
It works.
Yeah.
I'm very proud to work for All Valley Escrow, which is hooked onto Century 21 Everest. John, George, and Sam, they're amazing, amazing men. They have so much to offer us. They have really done nothing but help us since All Valley Escrow, since they've taken over, and we've just become stronger as a team of All Valley Escrow.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you, and I feel that wholeheartedly. So thank you for that, Freed. Again, please do the same thing. Put your name and contact information in the chat box. I know many of our Everest offices are in Ventura County, but you being in LA County, things work differently in those cities down there. And you are such a wealth of knowledge when it comes to those nuances and different city reports and title companies and special recordings that exist out here, but not necessarily down there. And so I really encourage our realtors, should you have a transaction anywhere in LA County, Freed is your girl, or anywhere else for that matter, but especially when it comes to knowing those types of information, the ins and outs of different areas. So please put your contact information in the chat so that our agents can see that. And I will cover our NHD portion of the conversation today. So I get to take off my escrow hat, my lending hat for a minute, and put on my NHD hat. And I'm here to share with you, we do have an affiliated natural hazard disclosure company. If you are not aware, it's aptly named Seller's Choice NHD. I know that can lead to a little bit of confusion when you're writing offers. So I always say to my agents, please write in Seller's Choice NHD. And then as soon as you open escrow, if it's not with All Valley, please let me know. Obviously, we hope your escrows are always with All Valley, but we do know sometimes you don't have control and they end up elsewhere. And a lot of outside escrow companies don't know about Seller's Choice NHD, and they don't know the name, and it can be confusing. So please always get me in touch with your escrow, and I can help order the report for you. Or for that matter, if you're a listing agent, like Freed mentioned, getting your prelim and pre-escrow done ahead of time, you can also get your NHD report done ahead of time. You can get it at listing, and then you provide it to escrow once you're at that stage and it's already taken care of. So what a natural hazard disclosure is exactly that. It is a disclosure. It is required to be provided during a residential resale transaction and a commercial one for that matter. And it discloses 6 different required risks that a property could lie within. So that would be a special flood zone, a high fire zone, an earthquake fault zone, or an area of potential flooding, wildfire, or seismic hazard. So just so you know, in beautiful, lovely Southern California that we're also lucky to live in, a property almost always falls in one of those zones. So please don't let your client be scared. It's either going to be subject to a possible earthquake, a possible fire, or possible flooding. It's just kind of part of the nature of living where we live. Please know that that is not a deal breaker, and don't let it be a deal breaker for your client. That is the intention of this report, just to make sure that they know. Obviously, if it's in a flood zone, lenders will likely require flood insurance, and you can talk to an insurance agent about getting flood insurance coverage for your buyer. But the NHD is there to just disclose. Our basic report covers those 6 items I just went over. It is $79. And then you have the option of adding an environmental disclosure. Environmental report digs a little bit deeper. It is $99 for that reason. It covers man-made hazards. So those ones that we already disclosed were kind of like natural hazards. These are additional man-made hazards like oil wells or gas wells or underground storage tanks that are leaking, different toxic chemical or radiation sites. So again, just an additional point of disclosure. You know, that's the name of the game in real estate, is making sure the buyer knows what they're buying and the seller discloses what they're selling. So that's the point of the environmental report disclosure. There's different maps and, you know, color coding available for your clients to get all that visual, beautiful stuff. And so I just encourage you to take a look at our website. It's called mysellerschoice.com. You all have an account if you are an Everest agent that's been created, but if you need to reset your password, you can do so right there on the link. The other thing I want to touch on is supplemental property tax disclosures. Those are part of our NHD report and an extremely important part of the transaction that your buyer understand. It ties into the lending world with property taxes and the escrow world undoubtedly with prorations. Property taxes are going to become a different amount once your buyer purchases a property. They are based on the sales price in California. They're about 1.25% of the sales price, but that's just a calculation that we use because the county gets to specifically decide exactly what that number is going to be on that sales price. And so your NHD report gives you a calculation. It gives you kind of an estimate of what that number is going to look like. And it's important that your buyer get to see what that dollar amount is going to be, because they're married to that for the rest of the time they own that property. That dollar amount is theirs. It's never going up. It's never going down. Never say never. You know, there have been circumstances where things have happened, but unless a reassessment is triggered, that amount would not change. So taxes are disclosed, another important item on the NHD report. Last but not least, if you're working with a tenant that's renting a property, they do require tenant flood reports that are also given complimentary. Those are free from My Seller's Choice NHD. We have a lot of wonderful agents that do leases in our company, and they're constantly ordering these. It is just an item of value. Obviously, we have to let a tenant know if the property is in a special flood area or an area of potential flooding. And so that is exactly what the flood report does. It's a disclosure in that nature, and it is free. So all of our portals are all online. They're very easy to use. We try to make it as simple as possible. It is something that you can get ahead of time at listing, like I said, but please do write us into your offers no matter where they land. It's another great way, an ancillary service, to just say thank you to Everest. To be a partner in your transaction is a privilege in whatever capacity we get to do so, whether it's lending or escrow or NHD or all three, hopefully on a really good day. And please know, you know, One Team Everest, our logo is a circle, and it means we're all connected, and it has Everest in the center of it. And we truly take that privilege very seriously. And we are here to be partners with you in your success, to brainstorm with you, to help you avoid pitfalls, to close really sticky, funky loans, and to do all of those things for your clients in a really smooth way possible. So I'll put my contact information in the chat as well. Hopefully you have it, or you know me, or you know how to find me. If you ever have any questions about our team, please don't hesitate to reach out. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys all coming today. We do record our videos and post them to our YouTube channel. One Team Everest has a YouTube channel, so feel free to check that out as well and come visit us there. And we look forward to another amazing, successful year in real estate with you guys as our partners. So thank you so much. Appreciate you guys for coming. Have a great rest of your day.